give me a shout. Let me know. OBS is acting crazy today. Anyone? There it is. All right, cool. MW Sculpts. Hello. Hey. All right, cool. What's going on, everybody? Sorry about the start here. Every time I'm about to stream, it acts crazy. But hello. How's everybody doing? Welcome back. And right into it. Hope everybody's having a good week. Mari Cat says hello. Mike T. All right, cool. So just to let you know, I'm trying to mess around with something. I got this new thing here. So I've got the space mouse that I'm trying, which it looks really dope. The degree of difficulty of getting used to this is crazy. So, let's see. The thing about it is, if I come over here, hello from Brazil. Hey, what's up, everybody? Yeah, so, I can do this thing where I like rotate around and stuff, which is choppy when I'm on OBS. But I can't control it, right? Like, I can kinda control it, but it's, I don't know. I imagine if I was flying an airplane, it would be like this, and probably. So, let's see. Just center it up here. There you go. Something like that. All right, so I'm trying something new this time. The music is loud, can barely hear you, Mike. All right, cool. Turn it down to like that. Let me know if this helps. Is that better? Music is loud. All right. Hold up. How's that? Is that better, you guys? Let me know. This is all fluid right here. We're just figuring out as we go. I'm in slow-mo. Okay. That's good. I'm in slow-mo. Much better. All right, excellent. All right, cool. So I'm gonna start something a little different here. I don't do a whole lot of like shameless promotion, but I got a couple things I want to talk about at the beginning and the end of my stream. Thanks, man. Thank you, Lewis. Thank you. All right. So I'm gonna switch screens here. You can see at the top of my screen, I have the Mic Drops Live. That's my stream that I do for myself that I want to promote here. Tomorrow I'll be doing one, and I have a guest coming on, Point Pusher, Danny Williams. If you guys don't know who he is, look up Point Pusher, best name in the game, and a really awesome artist and cool dude. So let's see, tomorrow. All right, and at the top you can see my YouTube is just Mike TR Work without the S. So YouTube. So we're gonna do some housekeeping real quick, some promotion, and then we can get into that. Man, just any more detail on this thing? Some more detail. Yeah, no, I'm noodling away like crazy on this. So I just put my link in the chat for my YouTube. You should subscribe if you haven't subscribed, because like I said, tomorrow night I got Danny Williams coming on, Point Pusher. I'm gonna have some really good music. We're gonna be kind of chopping it up and talking about nerd stuff and sculpting and the business and what else, NFT art, all kinds of really cool stuff, right? So the other thing I want to show you real quick before I get into this is, if I come over here, I have a Gumroad finally that I'm promoting, and it's for my anti-venom. So this is going to be it's going to be pretty big. It's over 10 hours of video. of the whole process of this guy. So like on the left is what he started off looking like, which is pretty crazy. And then I just go through in detail until you get this level of detail, right? This is Venom, but I wanted to show people because it's not done yet. Still sculpting away at it and recording video already. I think I already have like 30 hours of video that I need to chop down and do narration over and everything like that. But yeah, this is the deal. So if you want to grab this, the pre-order is $25 and it's going to be probably double that when it finally comes out. I might throw in some extra content if you pre-order as well. All right, that is it now. No more plugs. Let's get into the thing with the sculpting. What do you think about game artists not optimizing graphics at all nowadays? That's not good, I guess. You know I don't know that. I sculpt stuff to print and play around with. Also I got my Anycubic Photon X, Mono Photon X set up. I have everything I need and no excuses to start printing. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with this Venom head and print that out. Okay, so as you can see, this is going to be my base. All right, I got this building here that I kind of chopped up so he will sit. Kind of sit on him like this. Come on. There you go. He's going to sit on him like this, right? I still got to do the spider on his back. But yeah, this is kind of the deal. So today what we're doing is we're going to continue detailing, start poly painting, and getting this guy really ready to go. And then I think on the next one I'll probably start cutting him up. Cutting him. I ended a sentence with a preposition. I apologize. You know what? When I get rid of the building, now the mouse works. Look at that. That's crazy. The building was heavy. A whole lot of functions going on there. Painting tutorial. What's up, theory? How do you learn anatomy? How did I learn anatomy? I'm still learning anatomy. I got books and pictures and all that. So, it's a work in progress, you guys. You can see here I started adding some veins, multiple veins to him, and it helps. Kind of went in and beefed up the proportions where it should be. He's a big boy. Went in on his feet a little harder, so that's cool. Now the sad thing about that, like the feet, this foot anyway, is pretty much completely obscured by the symbiote. So you're not gonna really see it when I link him on here, but I like the idea that I can rest him on this base and he's gonna be solid and I can really lean him forward. You can see like that angle is crazy. So I can lean him forward like that. How far have you, how long, for how long have you been? So I started, Ronnie Coleman, that's what's up. Lightweight baby, oh no. I don't know if that, don't be dissing Ronnie Coleman. Is that a diss? Tell me that's not a diss. Don't break my heart in here. I probably started sculpting 6 years ago, 7 years ago. Not a diss, good man. All right, yeah. So I have pictures of some of my older stuff. It is pretty bad. So just letting you know that. All right, I'm gonna hide some of this stuff. The head. Oh, also went into his tongue and started adding some teeth. I wanted to get gnarly with this, so I got teeth on his, let's hide that. All right, let's hide the symbiote. So yeah, like teeth on his tongue. I'm gonna continue to make that even crazier. That's what he yells when he deadlifts like it. Oh, oh my gosh. Yikes, 800 plus. Yeesh. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, started adding some teeth to this guy's tongue. Started detailing the inside of his mouth. And the way that I set this up so far is because there's a lot of overhangs. I have it so I can turn off like the top of his head. I can turn off this part and gums. Those will probably be all joined together with the gums and the teeth. And like so, now you can see I can get in here and really go hard on the inside of his mouth. Print this out as one piece, minus the tongue. I'll turn off the tongue and the tongue teeth. Cut those off. There you go. So yeah, this is gonna be the inside, right? I don't know if you're gonna see this, but I've been sculpting on it. I have an issue where I probably go a little too far on stuff, but it is what it is. Some of the old stuff. You saw how much. Yeah, you know what? I can show you some, like an old Hulk. I'll find it. It's really embarrassing. How to get in collectibles industry. Just you know, put your work out there. Get an Instagram page, post up work, and then bug the heck out of them until you break their spirit and they have to respond. Many teeth. Whole lots of teeth. Thanks, Carlos. Appreciate it. All right, cool. So that is mouth. Maybe that's some spit on there. All right, so it's going to look something like that. If I turn on the poly painting on this, it looks a little nicer. Like this. You know what I'm saying? Turn that off. All right, so head is off, body is on. You can see that I started to kind of set that spider in his chest, sculpting in that. I really went crazy with the arms here and the fingers. So let me show you what I got. Hide these things. Everything is polygroup so I can hide it. All right, but the fingers look wild right now. That's because let's turn on the nails too. Fingernails. All right, and not the spider. Get out of here. All right. So yeah, I thought it might be cool rather than having his nails look like this, which is what they were before. I thought it might be kind of cool to go through and make it look like they are kind of the symbiote melting into the nail. You know what I mean? So then I sculpted them into the hands stuff. So that's what all this is about. That's what I'm doing right now. Let's just keep detailing away on this real quick. If you have any questions, I will answer those. I'm using Sculptors Pro with this, so like if I go too far, because I kind of like the way that these look over here, the thumb is a little, like that's a little heavy. So if I turn on my Sculptors Pro, I can just kind of delete that all out, just erase it away. You know, might be a little much. But I did this with the spider also on his chest, so I want to make it feel like that. Thanks, Carver. Thank you, Mr. Tukey. That's a little question. Yeah, no, I break symmetry as early as possible. To the new stream. Good, I'm glad you joined too. I'm glad all you guys are here. It gets quiet when I'm by myself. So you can see I've just been kind of noodling away on this hand. So I'm just gonna keep at it. I want these fingernails to be thick too because I am printing them. More than likely, I'm gonna print the hand with the nails out all at one time. So I don't want them to break, right? So if I like hide the rest of the body and I come over and turn on my, I'm gonna have to undo, disable Sculptors Pro, turn on backface masking, and now I can come in and really thicken these up. I just want them to I want them to print nicely. So if I didn't have the back face mask turned on, then what happened is, like when I sculpted the top of this, I didn't have it on, and you see it pulls through the other side of the geometry if it's thin. So just setting that up so it's all good. Super excited, you guys. I got to talk to an actor yesterday. It was like, I'm a fan of his stuff. I was like bugging out. You know when you talk to somebody and you're like, yeah, I gotta chill. I can't nerd out on this person, because that's probably not a good look when you are a grown man. But yeah, that was what happened yesterday. All right, so now I can turn on Sculptors Pro again, and now I can. Oh, I got to turn off the auto mask. Okay, turn off back face. Now I can get back into the dealy deal. Let's see. Mike, can you talk a little about your process inside ZBrush to prepare the model for Substance Painter? Yeah. You know, modeling, printing my own carnage. Nice, nice, mean boy the cat. Also, very memorable name you have going on there. He is swole. He's mad swole. I based this whole thing off of not my body. Having good topology is important for printing. Yeah, so not so much. You don't have to have really good topology, but what's going to happen is if I decide that I want to go in and texture this guy, or use something like, you know, nano mesh or whatever in here to get some really cool textures, then having good topology kind of helps. You know, the closer your polygons are to being like a square, then I think the better you're gonna do. But I talk to guys who are like really successful sculptors who just don't care about topology. Well, they're not slaves to it. Let me not say they don't care about it. I will be plugging my stream with Danny all the way through this thing. So if you are not already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Tomorrow I'm going to have Point Pusher on. Anybody who has been on Facebook and Sculpt should know Danny's work. He's dope. Worked with a whole lot of animation studios, video game companies, New Yorker, and just like all around good guy. Last time I saw Danny, we were in New York together at the Comic-Con. He came out and we both were doing stuff for the Wacom booth, and get to hang out. So I love that this industry is one that, you know, you can kind of meet your heroes, you know what I mean, and like hang out with people who are just doing super high level work, and they're very cool about it. Felt the same way when I got to meet Daniel Bell. You know, don't worry, I'm not gonna name drop stuff on this thing, but just telling you, there's a lot of really good guys in the industry, and I think that's what makes it special, right? It's like a close community, the ZBrush community, I think. All right, so let's save that a little. See how this looks. Yeah, I want him to look kind of gnarly. Before he was, you know, he had like a really nicely manicured hand, and I'm feeling like Venom probably would not have come from a salon, you know, especially during COVID. I mean, he respects the fact that You gotta do your civic duty. You know what I mean? All right. All right. So this arm is kind of the level of finish that I'm gonna have when it comes to the veins. We had a few more on the back here. Find somebody who's really roided out arms. Nice high res image, please. That's not bad. I'm not saying these guys are on steroids. I'm not trying to get beat up by these guys for real. Do I have a Discord? I do not have a Discord yet. Truth be told, I am not a giant fan of Discord yet. I know that I will need to get on it. But I don't know. Every time I get on there, like, my resolution on my screen is terrible, and I'm not trying to buy another service just yet. Your reference image is a bodybuilder without claw. Damn! You are right, free hugs for all. I took liberties with the claws. Thank you, thank you. What's your favorite sculptor? Favorite sculptors, Daniel Bell. I mean, I got a lot of favorite sculptors. I like Joe Minna. I like Eric Sosa. There's a lot of really awesome sculptors that are doing crazy things. So, whole lot of guys, whole lot of fellas. Of course, Danny's work is dope. Thank you. Please increase your voice volume. All right, that's turned up. Let's see. I mean, I can. Let's see. Tell me if I start to get feedback. Is that any better? Check, 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 check. Falco, yo, Mike. Which muscle are you looking for? Please increase. Which muscle? I would like the muscle that makes my stomach not look the way that it looks at the moment. Whatever that muscle is. Cool. Yeah, no, I'm pretty through the anatomy part of this right now. Like, right now it's all kind of just noodling away at it, detailing it. I lost my place. Oh, I was gonna do some veins. Turn on my lazy mouse. So the thing about this is, I'm going kind of hard with the veins. Normally, you would probably want to do this on layers, and then you can, you know, multiply them and turn them up and all that good stuff. I like to have my model kind of hidden when I'm doing this, so I will. I usually sculpt it in. And then I saw a nice trick on YouTube where you can you make your layer after the fact, and then you smooth out all of your veins, and then you kind of run it backwards, and it does the you know, it does the thing there, which is pretty fresh. I'm gonna try that. So one thing I learned with 3D printing is you usually want to go about 1.5 times the depth of what you actually want in order to see it, right? So if I'm looking at my Hulk here, like, this detail was carved in pretty. The light is too bright. It's too bright. Anyway, let's see. You can see like the detail in the hair and everything. Or the face. There you go. That's pretty good. Yeah, I dug that in pretty deep in order to get it to work. Right now it's not focused on me. Hey, I'm here. Here. All right, whatever. Messed up my camera. Kind of working on the veins, it's nice having pressure sensitivity in order to do this. I can't imagine doing this with a mouse, you know. Anybody that's interested, I'm on a 32-inch Cintiq Pro. I don't know. I had a friend send me the Space Mouse. I probably wouldn't have bought this on my own, only because I know how I am. I'm gonna try to make this thing work. But I mean, it's dope. Like, you know, I can do things like kind of line this up and then just rotate around. Like, that's pretty fresh. You know, it does cool stuff. Let me stop talking crap about this thing in case the 3D connection guys are looking at it. It's cool. It's just, I don't know that it's, I don't know. I gotta get used to it. All right, and if I ever go too far on this, let's see what else I missed. I missed a bunch of stuff. Voice is better now. Good. Looks awesome. Thank you. Muscle Mike. It seems like that's like an ironic thing you're calling me that. Thanks, man. Any recommendation, courses, tutorial of anatomy when it comes to sculpting? Yeah, man, there's, well, haha, just so happens, you know, there's this thing, there's this thing that, that you could get as a tutorial. You came for the sculpting, not for the English language, which I will butcher. Let's see. No, there's a whole bunch of stuff. YouTube is your friend. And if you want to get my Gumroad, then I would be very appreciative. How do you do the surface? So the surface, I used my clay buildup and just did a whole lot of scratching back and forth in different directions to get it to look this way. So what I can do is, if I want to, let's say that some of these veins now are okay, but I don't want them to be as, you know, kind of apparent as they are, I can switch back to my clay tubes and, you know, with like a low opacity, a low buildup, I can just kind of just scrape it back and forth until I get them to look like what I want. But this is how I got the surface. I would like rotate, look at the muscle from one angle, and then rotate and, you know, kind of build up forms, take away forms, blah, 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 blah. You know, the ironic thing about this, it's interesting. It's like when I first started drawing faces. So if you guys don't know me, I'm an illustrator by trade. Like that's my bread and butter that I've kind of made my career of thus far. But I always enjoyed, you know, sculpting and learning how to sculpt. But when I first started painting faces, it was a wrap. Like it was not good at all. I couldn't get likenesses. I just was not very good at it. And this is around the time I was like right out of college. But I took a job where I had to paint people. Like I was doing all these wrappers and you know, from magazines and stuff like that. And it was trial by fire, you know, like I either had to learn how to figure it out or else I would not be able to keep the job. So that's kind of where I am with anatomy. When I first started anatomy, just like when I was in college, you know, the whole thing was, I'm like, all right, well, I have a body. I know what a body looks like. And I started sculpting it and quickly realized that I, you know, would post things on Facebook or, you know, we didn't have ArtStation back then, but, you know, just the forums and stuff like that. And, you know, folks are brutal. They will let you know when you're not doing it right. So I found out that my insertion points were all wrong, and you know, I didn't have the contraction and stuff like that with the muscles, the stretching and contraction and all that good stuff. And it showed in my work. You know, luckily I got to meet Ryan Kingsland and you know, talk to him, and he gave me some really good advice, along with, you know, some other really awesome sculptors. And I just practiced until it got better. I'm not trying to get like blasted for having something look crazy, you know, and by no means is any of my stuff perfect. But you know, if you mess with something long enough, it gets better, I think. That was long-winded. I don't even know if I answered your question. What kind of brush do I use for veins? Just the standard brush. Standard brush. Thanks, Iron Man. All right. Do you use geometry? Do you use HD geometry? No. You know what? I have friends that use HD geometry. I never used it, you know? Like, I mean, it would probably be dope if I come in and close enough on this. Like, I could probably subdivide it another time, because like in his knuckles here, you can see that there's pixelation that's going on. But you know, I don't bother with all that mess. Plus, is it really gonna hold in the print, you know? I don't know. ZBrush or Blender, I'm imagining that's what you're saying. So I personally am a ZBrush dude, but I will let you know I want to learn Blender also. I got friends, man. Danny was showing me this thing with Blender. It's like a workflow that was crazy. I was talking to Paul Gabriel about it yesterday. I'm like, dude, you know, I want to get that in the mix for my pipeline. You know, maybe sculpt it in here. I know that Blender sculpts also, but I'm comfortable, you know, where I am. So sculpt it in here, maybe take it in there, do some cycles renders, you know, get some real-time lighting and things like that. Could be kind of fresh. All right, so that's kind of what I want to get with the rest of the body. So let's look at the rest of the body. That sounds annoying. Sorry. Don't hold it against me. That was annoying. Let's turn on his, oh, you know what? Probably can come back over this arm, do the same deal. Now I have this arm kind of incorporated into the symbiote, so that's why it looks this way. Let's flip this, hide these. All right, so yeah, if it looks crazy, it's all kind of chewed up. That's because if we come over to this and turn on, I think it's this one. Turn on this, hide this and hide this, right? Yeah, so it's kind of like in the arm. You know what I'm talking about. All right, just gonna get this up. So you can see I just kind of have this under the skin, and I want it to poke out in interesting places. Move this out of the way. When you're printing, would you say, would I have time to big and small? Yeah, I mean, the more pronounced the detail is in your sculpt on the screen, the better it's going to translate in your final print. So like if I was looking at here's something, hold on a second. Close the screen so you can see it a little bit. Okay, so if we were looking at this hand, I can get it to focus. Don't look at my face. It's not focused. It's focused on me way back here. Right, let's see. Okay. If we were looking at this hand, you see the pores are in there, like on the screen. Like it doesn't want to focus, but if it did, just take my word for it. I got pores and stuff in the hands. That looks crazy on the also, look at the size of this hand. Not for nothing, but this is a big ass hand, my friend. And I got comments as such in the when I showed pictures of my Hulk. But yeah, the when you look at it on the actual sculpt, those pores are dug in deep. Like it probably looks like too deep, but they came out just well enough to hold. This is the thing I was just showing you. This is the resin pour. So this is not the original. The original was printed with PLA, and that's after I made a silicone mold and poured it and made the thing. You guys know what I'm talking about. So I just got to make sure that for these areas, they're just going to, they're not going to be so thin that they break apart. If my cat knocks this thing down or whatever. I mean, but it's a wrap if he knocks it down. If she knocks it down, but let's not talk about that. All right, what? Oh my gosh, I missed a lot of stuff. What tool are you using to make these veins? Yeah, that was just the standard brush. Your call badge on the top tools. You can't see. Yeah, that's just standard. Sorry, it was just a standard brush. How does great digital plan? He does. Oh, thank you. One of my students, Walt Carr. Okay. Yeah, I did teach some stuff. I guys in the mouse for years, never really got with it. Hope it's good with ZBrush. Yeah, they just added some stuff to make it really kind of work with ZBrush. I know that Mike Pavlovich is he did a video on it, but it takes some getting used to. How did you keep that photo down? Keep that photo down? What you talking about, Wolf? Big dude, Jim. No, this is COVID weight. This is fat. I'm wearing a cool shirt. That's all. Cool shirt. Yeah. No, that whole center section is out of control. A year in quarantine affected your art process. I would like to say that it has. I don't normally go outside. I think the sun is overrated, quite frankly. Just letting you know that. A whole lot of people get real excited about the sun. Not a fan. So I stay inside a lot. So I say all that to say, toilet paper wise, absolutely, 100%. COVID is terrible, and I don't leave much more than that. Why you crate ITM? Crate ITM. I don't know what that means. Got better. OP in the house. Hello there. So, reference. Yeah. Reference is all just. I'm pulling it off Google. It's all just Google stuff. And I got a lot of stuff. You can see I'm using PureRef here. Let's see if I can find an early picture of this. I have a lot of videos. Oh, look at this. This is gnarly. This is what I use for that tongue. Did you know that geese were this scary? They're like, this is nightmare fuel right here. Just letting you know. My boy Tony Gore told me about the inside of a goose's mouth, and I haven't been right since. Cats also kind of scary on the inside. Oh, here, this is good. This is good. All right, this will work. Oh, the nails. Let's get back to the nails real quick. I got a lot of comments online that this guy was looking like Sabretooth because of the way his nails looked, and that was a 100% correct call. So I've never painted Sabretooth yet, but you know, anybody that knows me knows that I love to recycle my stuff. So don't be surprised. This is Sabretooth in another life. Just saying. So right now I'm just kind of using Sculptors Pro to figure this all out. Or I thought I was. Let's turn it off. That's better. Yeah, and then if I need to, what I could do is I could go in ZBrush to make it look better. And you can see this hand doesn't have as much detail on it. I don't have the kind of the cracks in the knuckles and all that yet. But that's nothing but the damn standard brush. So yeah, if you guys like this, please subscribe to my YouTube. I'm going to be doing a lot more plugging today, and hopefully that leads to some more traffic. Like I said, tomorrow I'm going to have Danny Williams, Point Pusher, on with me tomorrow night, and that's going to be fun. Danny's been doing it a long time. Anybody who's interested in industry workflow and the pipeline of creating game assets or animation, you know, Danny's worked with DreamWorks. He's with Netflix now, Netflix Animation. and he's just like a boss when it comes to that. Also, nice guy. This is all just me kind of just messing around and trying to find something that I like, you know. I don't know what this is going to be exactly, but I like the idea of this becoming the nail, you know. This feels a little more like something that would happen with Venom. And if you guys like this and maybe missed earlier stuff or want to see like the whole process, check out my Gumroad. It's My T Artworks. Gumroad at My T Artworks. Or no, that's not where it is at all. Gumroad.com. And you can pre-order my anti-venom, which is this, but all of it, and narration. Like, it's a lot. Brush. Oh, I want transpose. I want clay buildup. I want these knuckles to be gnarly. That's the thing. The more disfigured, the better. Like, gross, you know? What else did I miss here? Oh, thanks, man. Currently working on men's physique type model, watching. Nice, yeah, do your thing, do your thing. Thank you. Really cool, thank you. Anatomy Monday. Yeah, you know what? It's crazy. I do, like, if I post up on the Pixologic or, you know, the ZBrush, or the, like the ZBrush groups on Facebook, when I do just a part, I get way better response than showing the whole thing. So, Anatomy Mondays could be dope. That could work. Also, if you guys have ideas for mic drops, like I used to do a thing on YouTube where I would do these really short little bite-sized clips of tutorials, and I called them mic drops. I got a couple on there now, but if you have any ideas for things you want to see, it's kind of like, you know, I would say that I'm ripping off Ask ZBrush, but I feel like mine might have been right before those came out, only I did not follow through. So kudos to Joe and Paul and those guys for actually doing what they said they were going to do. Give me ideas for what you want to see, and I can pick those up again. You know what I'm talking about. I really want this to be like... Ah. Oh, I posted my first piece of NFT artwork too, you guys. Some hip-hop stuff from back in the day. So, wish me luck. I also want to be a millionaire. Or a several thousandaire would be nice. I'll talk about that tomorrow. So the nail's looking kind of crazy now. Maybe it's a bit much. Let's dial it back. Just a little bit. trying to figure out stuff. I get quiet. It's gotta forgive me. I'll start talking in a second and reading the comments. Trying to figure something out. Yeah, this is just basically a lot of me building up and then digging in on this surface. Like that's a whole lot of back and forth, rotating and seeing what it looks like. All right, let's see what I missed. Any tips for sculpting muscles? Use a lot of reference. That's what I do. And drink your milk and stay in school. Don't do drugs. What kind of 3D printer are you using? I have the Anycubic Photon Mono X and the Wash and Cure 2. Just got it. Green so far on the veins. Standard brush. Yeah, standard brush with lazy mouse's veins. That's all I'm doing. And then I'm going in and I'm not messing with any of the radius settings or any of that. Not using an alpha because I want it to be kind of soft, but like I'll go over the veins with clay buildup sometime just to bring them down a little bit. Maybe they get a little too high and I want to bring them down a little bit. Smooth them out. But I don't like smoothing because then I lose all my surface detail. I kind of like the fact that I have this texture here, you know, and if I go in enough directions, then it just becomes kind of a texture, you know. It doesn't look quite as cross-hatchy. As an illustrator, I don't mind that though. I mean, I kind of like the cross-hatch nature of this. It's pretty fresh. Kind of a happy accident, if you will. And then moving the light around helps also. Kind of get a better idea of what I'm looking at. It's out of here. Get out of here, it's in the way. All right, and then, yeah, just kind of moving my light around him still. You can see what that symbiote is doing in order to tell where it should kind of be smoothed out. I don't know for certain if any of this is gonna work or not. I'm just kind of messing around and doing stuff and then seeing if I like it. So far, you know, it's not catastrophic. I have backups of this thing saved, like different iterations, so if there's a point where I go too far or feel like I kind of messed something up, I can always dial it back. Yeah, I like that look. All right, let's get the rest of these fingernails done and move on. I think the hardest thing about this is time management, because I'll kind of get caught up in the minutia of this thing and spend a long time on a part, and then I'll look up and it's dark outside, you know, so that's not good. I find that I have that problem with my stuff, right? Like if I'm working on a project for, you know, like Sideshow or something like that, you know, the date is like the deadline is what it is, so you can't really mess around on that deadline. When it's your thing, you can, you know, do what I do, which is on a lot of pieces get 98% of the way done and then lose interest and start something new. So that's not good. Having this printer now is, oh man, I have backface. I have my backface mask on. Having this printer is a giant plus because I can actually print these things myself and not have to depend on anybody. And so that the likelihood of them just getting completed is better. So, and I got this Hulk that I have half molded behind me. I've got like a 60-pound mold on the ground with just half of his upper body done. It's crazy. So I gotta finish that. I actually have to finish that soon before my silicone goes bad, because that was expensive. I'll be selling those probably. Pay for all this silicone and resin I bought. As long as I have thickness, it's all right. This is all going to penetrate inside of the hand, so the fingers. So it's all good. I'm not sure if this is the hand that faces up or down. I think it's the one that faces down, so you probably won't see this. But again, my ADHD won't let me not put these details in here. It's like when I used to paint, I would paint these pictures and zoom in super far on the canvas when I started doing digital painting back in the day. Way back when computers were first invented, and I would zoom in really, really far and paint on this detail, and the thing was only going to print out like this size, so it was a giant waste of time. So again, time management. All right, what do we have? 2 left. What I missed. Would be good to see the brush. Yeah. Okay, so just so you guys know, I'm only using the clay buildup, the dam standard, and the standard brush, and the move brush. That's it. So even though this thing is covering it, I would rather people go to my YouTube and just ask me what brush I'm on, and I'll be happy to tell you. Like, this is all, today is like, it's all about promotion. I don't want to cover up. I mean, I guess I can move it down. All right, don't be in here making a whole bunch of sense. Let's move this down. I'll move it down here. Like this, and then I'll move it back. Let's see what we can do here. All right. How's that? All right, that's better. I hate it when people tell me things I should have done in the first place. But thank you. It makes way more sense. All right. Material mat cap you're using. Yeah, so this is just the standard material that I went in and I tweaked to make it pop a little more, right? So if I come in here and turn off my light, I have a bounce light turned on, turn that off. You can see that this is what it looks like. So this is mine, and this is the regular basic material. You see the difference? Shadows are a little heavier, and that's it. You know, not a giant difference. Let's see. Let's do this. I'll do a render. Okay, and then layer, fake, create, T, frame. Let's see if I can do it with the space mouse. Oh snap, y'all, I'm getting better with the space mouse. All right. Before it was just like all over the place. It was crazy. You would get seasick if you tried to look at it. Motion sickness. All right. So that's basic. Now let's try. That's mine. And now if I render this and I bake it, layer, fake. You can see they're close. They're pretty close. All right. Mine is maybe a little bit darker in the shadows. So that's all. I just played with the sliders in the material. So layer. Merge, yes. Layer, clear, and draw it out again. T, frame. All right. I can see Hollywood trucks in my city with what the hell? Hollywood trucks? What you talking about, Falls? 100 messages. All right, cool. So if you guys like what you see, I'm not kidding. I'm gonna plug the crap out of this. YouTube.com Mike TR at work. Please subscribe. Tell a friend. Right? Tomorrow I'm gonna be streaming. Gonna have a whole lot more goodness. It's not only going to be stuff that you would see in here. There might be a little more foul language because it's, you know, my thing. And I know the kids like that. And what else? Danny Williams is going to be there, point pusher. So, you know, it is what it is. You got to join. All right, let's see. Everyone is asking about anatomy for the sculpt. Show basic form, female. Cursor looks different. Yeah, my cursor's crazy. I had somebody explain it to me, and has something to do with Stream Labs, I think, or my settings. It's something. It's been 10 years. I lost all of it. It's been 10 years. I'm still drawing. gotta keep doing that artwork, man. Let's see, cursor only looks like that. It's from some kind of bug. Yeah, it's not just me. Boom. Man, it's crazy. Thank you, crazy hands. Thank you. Reposition the claw on top of the brush that you're using. Cool. Floating under the cursor. Very curious about how you can tell more. Wait, what's floating under the cursor? Very curious. I don't talk so good. Tell me more about it. Under the cursor? I don't know what you're talking about. Does it look like a barcode? Because that happens in the streams. I don't know why. As far as anatomy, all right, I'm gonna do this again. Full screen camera. So a lot of good books. This is a great one by Sarah Simblett, Anatomy for the Artist. Fantastic. They break it down really well. Like overlays, like there's a tracing paper overlay. Shows you the bones. They get real deep into it. So Anatomy for the Artist is one of my favorites, right? The strength training anatomy books are fantastic by Frederick Delavier, right? Let's see. Also, just get ripped. That's a great way to learn anatomy. I think that's how Boris did it, right? Boris Vallejo. Frederickvier. Strength. They have it for men and women. Can't type so good. Training. Anatomy. That's one. Anatomy for Artists. Oh, you guys can't even see what I'm doing. Anatomy for Artists. Well, I guess you can see. TIS. Artists. That's one. This is not an anatomy book, but I got this and it is dope. This is great. This book is so fresh. Ultimate Sneaker Book. Look how thick it is. I love it. Got it on Sideshow. I did some stuff for Taschen for their like 100 Best Illustrators series, and they have that book. But anyway, get that. And while you can see it, Black Panther, good for anatomy. Full screen. And then, you know, like these guys. These guys too are great. And this. Right, I just painted mine. But yeah, these are fantastic. I love them. So, a lot of really good reference out there. It's like show and tell today. What's up? What did I miss? Hollywood Bro, Real Life Transformers, and Breaking Bad, Netflix, Facebook, yo. I don't know what that means. Paul's is like cryptic. I don't know what this stuff means. Sorry for the character to not be able to use toilet paper because of the big nails. Gross. Pretty gross. Vinegar, thanks Mike. Yeah, you got it. Anatomy for Artists. Scans are a good reference too. Absolutely. Big enough to hide the actual shoes, and yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there comes with a pair of Jordans inside the book. Is it just pictures of sneakers? Just pictures of sneakers? How dare you? How dare you? What do you mean just pictures? No, those figures are from 3D Total. 3D Total. You can get them from there. Okay, where was I? Back on the thing. And also get my Gumroad. I go through doing all of these muscles, all of these parts. Everything that you see me detailing here, you see it go from looking crappy to looking pretty good to looking like the thing it's supposed to look like. So if you haven't already, check out this thing. It's my Gumroad for anti-venom. You guys know what I'm talking about. All right. I know, plug. Hey, listen, man, if I don't plug my stuff, who else is gonna do it? I got kids to feed. By feed, I mean put through college. Very scary. The whole college thing, by the way. Yeah, so you can see like 99% of what I'm doing is done with the clay buildup. Clay tubes, rather. No, clay buildup, sorry. And dam stand. What I do and what I'm going to do for these nails is when I get these forms kind of the way I want, then I can go back and refine them and smooth them and stuff. I don't want it to look like bone claws or anything like that, but I do want it to feel a little less like, you know, just a scallop shape there. You know, something a little more organic. Everything organic, I think. I forgot I have Sculpting Pro to use here. Get some more definition. All right, one more fingernail to go. Then we can do those toenails. Just kidding, we're not gonna do the toenails. This is not the nail stream. This is not the pedicure stream, you guys. I know you're like, yo, if he does one more nail, I'm done. And to that, I would say somebody's gonna do these nails. Who's gonna do them if not me? Let's see. Let's go on a back face mask and turn on. Alright, let's just move this out. All right, that's better. All right, turn on back face mask. So if you're new to ZBrush and you ever have that problem where you have something that's thin, a thin mesh that you're working on, and when you sculpt one side, it's affecting the other side, you want to turn on your back face mask, and that's going to fix your problem there. The only thing about it is you can't use back face mask with Sculptors Pro enabled. You gotta turn it off and then turn it back on and keep it moving. I missed some stuff. There's some stuff going on. What do you think about 2021? I love it. It's dope. They keep putting more and more great stuff in. You are welcome. I need fix-it spray. Well, listen, if you're talking about typos, you came to the right place. Hey, Peter's Animation is one of my son's friends. Nice. Very cool. Very cool. This is crazy. So I have some friends of I don't have friends. My son has friends who are like these YouTube influencers who have just followings that are crazy. Let me know if you're one of them, because I keep bugging my high school son to reach out to his high school friends and tell his dad how to do it, to get my YouTube following up. These kids are just born with it. You know, I used to make fun of my parents because they couldn't get rid of the flashing 12 on the VCR. I know that you guys don't even know what a VCR is. Like, I'm dating myself like crazy. But, yeah, I thought that was hilarious. And now I am the guy who doesn't know technology the way that kids are just basically born knowing it. So, that's real talk. All right. Let's see. Where are you doing job now? Oh, I am. I've been freelance for a long time. I'm working on a project for like a sculpting project for a client right now, and let's see, I haven't done any painting stuff this year, I don't think. So just kind of working on my own things. A lot of self-promotion. Getting ready for some more movie poster stuff. I usually get hit with that when I'm not expecting it. But like I was saying earlier, I got to meet this actor yesterday. It was dope. So hopefully, fingers crossed, I'll be doing some new stuff soon. That would be cool. That would be cool. I love new clients. Yeah, I've been freelancing since 2003. Yep. Oh yeah, Gumroad link, absolutely, 100%. Let's see, can I just paste it? Here we go. That is a link to my Gumroad. Thank you. And like I said, if you pre-order, it's $25 now. It's probably going to be like 50 or 60 bucks when I drop it. So get that pre-order in, you guys. What did I miss? How did you put a shoe instead of... Oh, okay. All right. So I did the shoe for a client, and I am in an area that's still, like, we still kind of love Timberlands here. So after sculpting that, I just made it I made it my cam view. So just lit it and did the cam view, and I think I did it, showed you guys how to do that like 2 streams ago. It's easy. It is not hard at all. You just go into your let me save this. I don't think I've saved yet. Save. Yes. So if you go into your preferences and go down to cam view, you can say make cam view, and then what it does is it will pan around the thing that you have and make it into something you can rotate around. And like I would do it now, but I don't want to do it right now. But it's easy. Hand is amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. New to ZBrush, where can I learn how to pose? I mean, they have books for it. I have a friend who's an animator, so that helped me. I would show him my stuff, and he would kind of tell me where I need to work on it a little bit. So get a friend that's an animator, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I'm just kidding. No, YouTube, everything YouTube. And books. Danny, like I said, is in the animation industry, and tomorrow he will be co-hosting my personal stream. So that would be a fantastic question to ask Danny. Like I said, he's worked at DreamWorks, Blue Sky. He has worked on video games, and currently he's doing stuff at Netflix for their animation department. So come back tomorrow night and hit him up. I'm sure he'd be happy to share some gems with you. You know what I'm saying? Hello from Jamaica. What's going on, man? I would do a terrible Jamaican accent, but I'm not going to insult you. I've been to Jamaica a number of times, by the way. I am a fan. As soon as this COVID mess is over with, I would like to go back. Just saying. How many years does it take for a person to achieve at least a level of work similar to yours? 3 years, 5 years, maybe more. I mean, there are guys who are way younger than me who are doing way better work than me. So I think it's all subjective. Daniel Bell is a perfect example. Like, Daniel's a young dude who, like, I hope that one day I can be as good as him. So that's just what it is. I think that, you know, you get your 10,000 hours, you don't have any choice but to be better than where you were before. You know, I've been doing this, probably messing around with ZBrush for 6 years, 7 years, and my stuff now from the beginning was ridiculous, like how bad it was. So you just put in some hours and you'll get better. That's what I would say. And buy my tutorial also, and you'll be like way better. You hawking buy my book. Buy my book. Yeah, nah, just practice and you get better. Okay, all right, cool. That's done. Let's look at the rest of it now. All right. His feet look funny without nails, by the way. Let's turn his head on. Turn his toenails on. Let's get the spider back on his chest. And I did a similar thing with the spider on his chest. I decided to go with like a, you know, real kind of drippy look on that, which I'm digging it, if I do say so myself. So I'm gonna keep going with that motif and go very hard on the drips. Just kind of cutting it in and out of the skin to make it feel like it's actually sitting on top of the skin, as opposed to, or embedded in the skin rather, as opposed to just sitting on top of the skin. Should do some poly painting. I'm gonna do a little bit of let's do some more veins, and then I'm gonna do some poly painting, I think. All right, so if we're doing veins, that means we need some reference. Let's get a render. Turn on the rim light again. All right, let's see if we can get a decent render. Nice, thanks, Falls. Intensity. You talking about the intensity for the brush I was using? Let me know which brush I was, which one you want to know. Are you printing this one at home? How much are you decimating without losing details? Yeah, 100% gonna print it at home. Decimation, you can go pretty far without losing detail. So yeah. I can't wait to print on this Anycubic. So I follow this guy named Uncle Jesse on YouTube, who's like, he's a printing guru. He's the guy I looked, you know, kind of watched to learn how to do stuff on my printer in the back there. The, you know, that's the Ender 5. So I would watch how he did stuff. Also, just so you know, I buy whatever Grissetti buys. So Grissetti bought an Ender, I bought an Ender. It's like the neighbor of Borat. Grissetti got the Photon Mono X, I got the Photon Mono. You get the iPod, I get the iPod Mini. But yeah, no, and I love it. So it's dope. I can't wait to break it open and actually use it. Oh, very cool. Thanks for the answers. So the intensity, I usually turn it down for the, when I want to keep the detail, I turn it down, right? When I want to just go over the surface and start to kind of hatch in some of this detail, like I have on, you know, his muscles and stuff here, that is at a low intensity. But in order to get there, I had a whole lot of, you know, building up those forms and then knocking them back, you know, back and forth until I got something that I kind of liked. But like now on this spider, for example, let's put the head so I can see what I'm doing. Oh, wait a second. Is that supposed to look like that? Kind of. All right. Let's turn off like the color for everything for a second. Okay. Here's what it is. Let's turn off the head. I don't need that. I think I said I was going to do some veins on his leg. So let's get those done. Those are the old toenails before. That's why they look so glamorous. He's got just some really nice toenails, you guys. You can see I put some veins on his leg, his left leg, and that is the way that I want this, his right leg to look. Just so it feels realistic. Oh, this is good. That's his arm, though. This is the original Venom I did, by the way, you guys. So you can see this has come a long way. This was using Sculpting Pro, and we had to make the entire thing out of a Z-sphere. So this is all just one continuous mesh. But that was what, 3 years ago? 2 years ago? 3 years ago, I think. Whenever they came out with Sculpting Pro. So you see you get better. Alright. I really only want this much visible. Turn off the spider. Let's turn off the nails. We can keep on the toenails. And I have lower sub D levels on this guy too, so I can step down, right? If I decide that he's looking a little too Tom Platz in the legs, you know what I mean? Like a little too thick. There is such a thing as too thick. Let's turn that down a little bit. But he, you know, he didn't skip leg day. Let's put it that way. Then I can mask everything that I don't want to affect, that I do want to, yeah, I don't want to affect, and then I can come move this over here. So, yeah, that's looking better. Now I want to save before I get into doing this. I noticed when I was being real nervous about putting the veins down because I didn't want to mess up the surface, I was doing pretty crappy veins. So if I don't sweat it, you know, they generally come out better, I think. And I just had lazy mouse on. Let's get this light turned up. In the center. And I think the trick to making these things look a little more realistic is varying the strength and the thickness, you know, so that you have some that are pretty heavy and then some that, you know, get lighter or whatever. We have enough leg reference. This guy is crazy. So I noticed this last night. He doesn't have knees, you guys. Is that crazy? This dude doesn't have knees. It's like the techno guys on American Gods that don't have faces. It looks like somebody photoshopped out his knees. For real. Please tell me who this guy is and why he doesn't have knees. This is bugging me. Anyway. Odell Palmer. What's up? He probably left like since he typed it. Do you think that recreating a 3D model from another artist, just like thinking about how you can improve your skills? Yeah, so this is the thing. When I was learning how to paint, I would have influences that I wanted to be like, and I would paint in a style that was similar to theirs. I didn't necessarily recreate their painting, but I definitely went in and painted stuff that would look like, you know, Norman Rockwell or whatever. I think that's fine. You know what I mean? As long as you eventually land on your own style. Like I get this question a lot from kids that are becoming artists or young folks. I sound real old, brother. From the young folks. When I went on that trip to South America for Wacom and was talking to like young kids, they were asking about getting your own style and, you know, why is it so hard and when does it happen and all that. And it's one of those things where for the longest time, I would just kind of mimic stuff that I liked. And I think that sculpting is no different. You know, if you're a fan of, you know, Eric Sosa's sculpts and you decide that you want to, I thought I had it. It's in the other room. I have a Thanos that he did. And you decide that you want to, you know, have your stuff look like that, by all means, you know, try to make it look like his. At some point after you've done it long enough, you'll start to do things a little differently and get your own style, you know, as long as you're not passing it off as an original thing, you know. If you do a sculpt that somebody's already done, and just say, hey, you know, this dude did it, I'm a fan, and they'll probably, I mean, they might even repost you. So this industry is very cool. Like the whole art industry is just very, very dope, you know. Even the conversation I had yesterday that I was mentioning earlier, like the person is also an artist, and I think just creatives tend to be a little more chill with, I don't know, trying to help other artists get where they need to be. You know, it's not necessarily a rat race for us. There are some guys that are jerks, like, don't get it twisted. There are definitely some people that are not cool, but, you know, there was that thing that Morty says in the Citadel of Ricks, there's more of us than there are of you. If you guys don't know that line, then please stop what you're doing and go watch Rick and Morty right now. One of the best shows in modern history, I think. Anyway. Yeah, so it's just a lot of lot of back and forth until we get something that looks pretty good. Now on the screen, it might look heavy, like I said, but you know, is that going to translate into the print? I don't know. Let's see. Muscle. No. Body builder. Legs. All right. So clearly I don't have enough reference for legs. I got some feet. I don't have enough for legs. So let's go to size large. And get some more reference here. That's good. What else? I want the side and the back. There's a side. It's got watermarks all over it. That's good. This dude is crazy. Right, but that's like what Venom's leg would look like, though. That guy is insane. You know what's better for this a lot of times is women bodybuilders, because they have less fat on their legs and it's more defined. So let's see, women bodybuilder legs. And of course it's scary when they're all like veiny and stuff, like vascular, but good reference. Great day in the morning. Yeah, no. Nope. Yeah, like look at this. So the definition in her legs is bonkers. You know? So that's they don't get as much mass, so it's easier to see the definition, I think. I'm not finding what I'm looking for. I'm not going to spend a whole bunch of time on it. It's whatever. This is not bad. Yeah, you can tell with this one, I just kind of didn't know what I wanted to do here. So let's give it another shot. Looking at my statue, so like I was saying, I have a reference everywhere. So this is the Andrew Carr's anatomy tool statue, the big one. So that's nice to look at too. These fine things don't make much sense on his legs. Like they should just be beefy. All right. It's easy to go too far though. So that's why I like to keep my lower levels of subdivision, because I can always go in and kind of knock it down, or I can just take my clay build up and kind of sculpt it back some. You know, if it gets too crazy. So if you guys like what you're seeing, please follow my, subscribe to my YouTube, and come back tomorrow night when I have Point Pusher on with me. We're gonna be doing more sculpting, just kind of hanging out and talking about the industry, taking questions. You know, it's always nice to talk to somebody else in the industry and just chop it up for a while. I love that. You know, especially when they're in a different side of the industry. You know, like I don't really deal with, you know, animation teams or anything like that. So it's nice to hear the way that the whole process goes down. You know, from somebody who is a professional. All right. There we go. Thanks for the answer. Always a pleasure and inspiration to watch. Hey, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Hello, hello, hello. Happy to see you too, Senna. The grill. Oh, nice. Yeah. The grill. Very cool. So I've been to Ocho Rios, and I was in the grill. Is Negril where Dunn's River Falls is? I can't remember. I went to Dunn's River Falls. It was dope. Let's say, so you learn it, maybe things or something differently. Yeah, absolutely. Mike would like to have the brush you work with. The brush I'm working with mostly is just the clay build-up brush, which comes standard with ZBrush. I just have I turn my intensity down. That's the only reason why it looks this way. Question about Z-Sphere. Yeah, hit me. Is the tutorial a summary of these users? No. So the tutorial that I'm selling is not that. It is this. All right, so this is starting off from just this base mesh. This was just a base mesh that I posed, and you know, the one on the left is what it starts at, and the whole process, like everything. So what you guys are getting here is like little snippets of the whole process. You might see me working on a hand or detailing, or, you know, do a little posing or whatever. This is all that. And you can see it just gets more detailed until finally, now this is my Venom because the anti-Venom's not finished yet. I just wanted to show like the state that it's going to get to, but ultimately it's going to be a done version of this guy. Right now, like I said, I have about 30 hours that I need to edit down to. I want to get it to like a tight 10 with narration and music, and it's the whole spiel. All right, so that is that, and that is on my Gumroad. If you guys are interested with a pre-order, it's there's a link. What did I miss? Can you show me, wait, can you show me drawing a sphere by clicking on the surface? Drawing a sphere by clicking on the surface? What do you want to insert? A primitive? This has subdivision levels, so I can't on this, but let's go to something that doesn't. So if we go back to his spider, I think I got rid of subdivision levels on this. So if I wanted to insert a sphere here, I would just go to my brush, insert by pressing I, click on IMM primitives. Then I'd come over to the sphere, insert sphere, and just click and drag like that. And there it is. And then if I wanted to separate that from the thing that I'm working on, while it automatically masks whatever you were drawing on, you would just hit split unmasked parts like that, right? And now it's just the sphere by itself. So if that's what you're talking about, that's how you do it. Did that. Yes. And come back. All right. Question. I know a lot of people don't use bodybuilders for anatomical reference, and it's an exaggerated version of the human body. Do you often use such for anatomy? So I am mostly doing super characters, so I do. Now I'm working on a line of characters for myself, which are going to be not quite so jacked up. They're going to be like regular people. So I would use, you know, more just physically fit, but not, you know, roided out guys. I keep saying that. Really, bodybuilders. Let's say that, because I don't know what these guys are doing. I don't want to judge them. And would you oppose the point of view and consider bodybuilding photos as great sources for general anatomy of musculature? No, I think it's great. I mean, I use it. You like some of my 3D models online, made my day. Nice, John Doe. If that is your real name. Very nice. Nice. Yeah, there's a lot of great stuff online, man. I don't get stingy with likes. I don't know what the deal is. Some people just like, they don't want to give up the like. It's crazy. So crazy. What am I doing here? What happened? Oh, I'm on the wrong brush. There you go. Yeah, nah. Some people don't want to give that like up. They hold on to it real tight. I'm not gonna like this thing. But nah. If I see something I like it. So let's say if I am, if I'm sculpting something and those, you know, like the build-up lines just get real heavy, right? Let's say I'm trying to contour his butt a little better. And I decide I like that, right? I don't want to keep all that hatching in there. So because I have the lower sub-D levels, I can kind of jump down and smooth these out a little bit. Now, I don't want to jump too low, because what's going to happen is I'm going to lose the shape. But if I step down a little bit and smooth them like this, and then step back up, it's a little less harsh, you know. And I could keep going until it was, you know, baby smooth if I wanted to. But I like having that in there. Like, honestly, I really kind of like having some texture in there. Yeah, there's another brush that my buddy Odell, who was in here a little while ago, kind of turned me on to the clay spin brush, which is dope. So that's it gives a really nice surface as well. I got friends that do crazy things. Like my buddy Odell works on stuff for like Walking Dead. You know, like I said, Danny is doing stuff for, you know, like high budget animated movies and video games. You know, this, I'm telling you, like, I love this industry. This is great. Get to meet your heroes. Don't get a big head, Odell. So again, probably don't want to spend too much time on this, because if you remember, when I turn on the symbiote, it totally obscures that light. You can see some of it, all right? But I know it's there, so I'm gonna leave it alone. All right. The feet are kind of close as they need to be. The toes I'm going to rework, but I'm not going to do that with you guys. I will do that later. And I do want to get back on that chest and the spider. So let's unhide stuff. Oh, I said I wanted to poly paint too. It's 3 o'clock. I'm done at 4 o'clock. Let's do a little bit of poly painting. I'm not gonna go crazy, but I do wanna come in here and do a little bit. And what I'll probably do is at some point I'll repaint this in Substance Painter, but for now, you know, I wouldn't mind getting a little bit of color on this guy. Turn his head on, for crying out loud. It's looking crazy. Turn that head on. I think I'm going to start on his mouth because his mouth is looking very flat. So, and you can see, like, see how sketchy this looks? That's because I was using that the clay buildup and really just kind of working the forms, you know, for lack of a better term. And then I can come in and kind of smooth it all out. Not smooth it, but, you know, make it look a little better. And so this workflow is like a preview of what you can expect from that gumroad, you know, like that's the whole meal. This is just like a little appetizer. So all I'm doing now is just going in with a lower intensity and sketching on top of this, everything I have right here. I'm not smoothing. Like, I'm not a giant proponent of smoothing out the things that you spent your time building up. I would rather kind of sketch into it with either a positive or negative setting and get the forms that I want. I think that's a little better way of doing it, for me anyway. And then if I do smooth, I'm stepping down and kind of tapping it. Although this does not have subdivision levels, this is using Sculptors Pro, I believe. Alright, so once I start to get this looking the way that I want it, then I can go and do some poly painting in here. All up in here. Alright, cool. So that's kind of what I want it to look like. I am going to turn on Sculptors Pro and just tap some of these areas down. So, where I can see those hard lines. It's crazy because, you know what, this is under his tongue. I would be incredibly surprised if you can see any of this, but I did have it just flat before, and the inside of his mouth looked real corny. So that being said, I was like, yeah, let me go in and do something. My reference go. I believe this was my cat mouth reference. Or the python. I think it was the python. Or rattlesnake, whatever this is. I'm not a big old snake aficionado. I think it's a rattlesnake. As I get flamed to death in the YouTube chat. It's clearly a copperhead, and I don't know jack crap about snakes. All right, I'm gonna turn off this bounce light that I have because it makes it hard to see what's going on. Let's turn that off. There we go. Center up that light, which looks pretty good. And now I can start just painting in some stuff. Let's see what I missed. How do you keep that photo down? This is a reference application called Pure Ref. It's you can download it and donate if you want to. It's amazing. That's how I do that. Thank you. When I get the tutorial, when will it be ready? Yeah, so I'm looking to have everything done and edited in the next, I would say, month and a half, 2 months. And the only reason I say that is there's a lot of content now, but I'm not done. I want to add to it, and I want to. I just want to make sure that it's full. You know what I mean? Like, so that's when it's going to be finished. But like I said, get in on the pre-order now, because when it comes out, it's going to go to 50 or 60. And have a lot of chock full of content. How do I smooth jagged edges after using deformation tools? You're not talking about smoothing. You're talking about like if I had the, let me see. I think I have something I can kind of use as a reference here. So if I go to the body, you go to this spider, right? Sure, I'm doing it on one. It's not the good one. That's the good one. This is the old one. Yeah, it's the old one. All right, so let's say I had something like this. And you see how the poly groups are looking real, they're real kind of janky. What you can do is you can go to polish by groups, right? I have mine kind of on my desktop here, or on my UI, but under geometry, I think it's modify topology, and is it in here? Where's polish by groups? All right, I'm not sure where it is in here. Is it under something? Oh, it's under deformation. Sorry, deformation. Go to deformation, polish, right? So like polish by features. And if you open, you can either have the closed circle or the open circle. And open will kind of make it more harsh, right? So if we come up here to polish by groups and have that turned on, and then I slide the slider, see what it does there? It gives you some really sharp lines. So if that's what you're talking about, that's a way to do it. Now, you might lose some of your forms, so be mindful of that. But what you can do, and I saw this on a Daniel Bell video, is you can do a save state with your history, then polish, and then project the details back. And it keeps those edges nice and clean. That's one to grow on. What was I about to do? Poly paint, right? Yeah. You have a tutorial. Present your work in Photoshop. We talking about rendering? Cadman? Let me know if that's what you're talking about. I don't have one, but I mean, we can probably find you one. Hello, Antonio. What's up? Antonio Rivera in the house, y'all. Very nice sculpt. Thank you. Dude, you even look good in the modelers' tonsils, although I don't get close. I never saw that. Oh, the mouth? Thank you. Thank you. I spent a lot of time on this, you know? Like, this is one of those things where you can tell that this year, just the workflow is crazy. That's the thing. When you're a freelancer, it's feast or famine, and like the past 2 years have been non-stop. But for whatever reason, the beginning of this year just slowed down a little bit. So I'm back on track now, but I had some time to mess around and do my thing. All right, I'm gonna turn off Sculptris Pro. I have my standard brush set up for only color, and I have the intensity turned up. And now all I'm doing is I'm kind of just going in those recessed areas and painting it a darker red first. I like to build up my colors. But this is going to make this feel more dimensional, especially if I was to take it into something like Keyshot or Toolbag and assign materials and lights, like really nice lights. The poly painting just jumps off, right? If I really wanted to go super hard and make it look like the inside of a mouth, I would go into Substance Painter and, you know, paint in specularity and all kinds of stuff to make it look like really gross, I guess is what you would say the inside of a mouth looks like. Shout out to the dentist. I think that I could never do what you do, because mouths are disgusting on the inside as opposed to the outside of a mouth. You guys know what I'm talking about. Couldn't pay me enough to put my hands in somebody's mouth. It's gross. I'll paint one though. So yeah, just quickly knocking in some color in those recesses. I would do the same thing with the holes on the gums to make those feel a little more recessed. Some water. Sorry about that. I promise you I can drink, I just can't do it in a stream. In a stream, I can't drink. If I'm broadcasting 100%, it goes into my lungs, the water. Every time. All right. So that's not bad. And then I would just go to something lighter and start to hit the higher parts. All these models are game ready. Not at all. Not even a little bit. I don't do anything that's game ready. I don't really mess around with I don't mess around with anything that you would use in a pipeline. So Now I could pass this model off to, you know, one of my friends who could retopologize it and project those details back and make it game ready. But this is all high res stuff. Like I think right now I'm at about 24 million polys for everything. Golly, man. Sorry, guys. All right, so it's getting there. Now I want to go into like the crevice part here, like really go hard. All right, so that's getting more like what I want. Oh, wrong one. Color. Let's fill object. Oh. The model got dropped. All right, let's turn on the bottom of his jaw to see what this looks like. So I need to turn on everything. Let's turn on everything for a sec. And then I'm going to fill this with toy plastic. See if that looks better. It's looking kind of flat still. I don't love it. Maybe like reflective plastic. A little too reflecty. Oh, skin shade. Skin shade's not bad. Let's see what the render's like. So I don't love the way that skin shade renders, but I do love the way it looks in the viewport. Maybe when everything is on, it'll look better. Let's see. Are you going to print this piece? Yes. Yes, I am. Nice, Cadmit. Thank you. Thank you. Shout out to Cabman Wayland. Holy World, man. Thanks for the info. Nice. Why is... Wait. 07. No. Interesting. All right. I'm just going to go back to my startup material here. And move on to the next thing. It's on his tongue now. That tongue looks juicy. Now this is, you can see I went in and did some poly painting on this already. And if we were to render this, you can see it looks pretty good. So let's do a little bit of this to the body, I think. Turn on the body. Turn on that. And all I really want to do now is just kind of paint in some of the recessed areas. Get some detail and shading here. Let's turn this up. Why this is set to 100%. I'll use alpha. This should be much darker. I don't know why it's drawing like this. My intensity is set all the way up to the top here. I can't make it any more intense. And so I don't want to spend too much time on this because I really want the sculpt to do the majority of the work here. I think I have enough detail that it kind of does. This only makes it look a little better when I do a render, and then it also gives me an idea of what I'm going to do. What I'm going to do when I need to paint this thing after I've printed it. This would move faster if my, I wonder if it's a Wacom tablet thing. Let's take a look. I noticed there was an update for my computer. Settings. Watch, I don't have any pressure sensitivity. What's it gonna do? Let's turn it up. Let's turn off Lazy Mouse. I don't know what. Yeah, it's crazy. Not doing what I want it to do. Probably need to restart ZBrush or something. Usually just going in and kind of tapping in some shadows where they're supposed to be really sets the thing off. I know I could use the ZBrush AO preview shadow thing. I don't really like doing that. don't want to fake it. I'd like for this information to be here, so if I take it to Marmoset or Tool Bag or whatever, you know, I have it. And also when I start to lay in the blues and purples into his skin, they have something to kind of build on. So the shadows will already be there. If something gets too harsh, I can either do, I can just paint it back by using the rest of the skin color, just painting over it, or I can just blur it out, making sure that I have only the RGB selected for my blur and not the topology as well. Turn his nails back on so we can see what he's looking at. Let's cut off this stuff. I could use my space mouse. Space mouse. There you go. All right, so now I'm going to go in and set my smooth to only RGB, not the Z add. So now if I wanted to smooth back some of this black, I can turn the intensity to 100, which it is, and now I can smooth it so that it's not quite so harsh. This is a nice little workaround. Sometimes it blurs it too much, so I like to just, you know, just kind of paint back and forth. When my or ZBrush breaks, I could say I could have been a dentist instead. Take the high polymer substance and paint without UV. Can you do that? I thought you need UVs to paint substance. I usually just bake down to a lower, like when I was doing the Carnage. Let's see. Oh my gosh, I can't breathe now. Carnage, carnage, carnage. It's just in my messy folder. Yeah, I don't know what it is. But yeah, no, I I just baked my high res down to the low res and then did the thing. You know the thing, you guys? Painting. All right. Let's see what I missed. Dude, my wife is already complaining about. See your work, honestly. Nice. All right, I'm not trying to start any fights. You know, my name is Bennett. I'm not in that. Is it possible to read to apologize model game ready? Yeah, 100%. Direwolf. You can definitely take something that's got a tremendous amount of detail and retopologize it, project the details down. That's what you know, that's what the guys who work on, you know, AAA games do. You take these amazing sculpts like the God of War stuff that Raphael Rossetti did, and make it so that it can be put into a PlayStation 4 game. You like to vodka? I don't know what that means. I don't like vodka. Is vodka-ing a thing? Is that what kids do now? Are they vodka-ing? Because if so, count me out. UV questions are coming. Channel. I want to know the best software for UV. Yeah. So there's some good ones. There's an application called Rhizom that is really good. I was talking to Paul Gabriel about it yesterday. I'll usually either, like lately I've been doing a lot of quick and dirty UVs in here and getting some, you know, good enough results to get what I want. Usually it's just texturing, but yeah, if I need something a little better, I'll go into, I'll use Maya, you know, but I mean, you can use a ton of applications to UV. Thanks, thanks, Kevin. You know, man. I had to clear my voice. Sorry, guys. That was insane. Hopefully I was muted because I will probably make everybody leave immediately. If you were to make this character... Wait a minute. If you were asking how to make this character, there are previous streams on YouTube. Oh, yeah. 100%. So this is like part 5 of this Venom that I've done in the ZBrush Live stream. So if you want to see this guy go from a very meager state to where he is now, then yes, those are all in my... In fact, if you go to my YouTube and subscribe, I have all of my ZBrush Lives there. I think I have like 40 of them. And at like 2.5 to 3 hours. I think the first few were a couple hours, and then 3 hours after that. So there's a grip of information on my YouTube. You should subscribe and then join me tomorrow for my personal ZBrush, or my personal stream. With Danny Point Pusher Williams. Hey, is that Daniel Williams? Is that... No, that's not Point Pusher. There's another Daniel Williams in here. What did I miss? How long did you take? A long time. I've been working on this for a long time. I mean, just the ZBrush Lives alone, I think I'm up to what? Probably like 15 hours on just ZBrush Live, maybe. And then I work on it kind of on my own, so The thing about it is when I'm doing my own stuff, I'm not in a hurry, so I will, I'll spend a lot of time on it. It's good too because, you know, if I'm working for a client, sideshow or whatever, they want it to be the best thing ever, and I can't rush that out, you know. They have a deadline, but they're pretty generous about giving you some time to really cook it. All right, so you can see that if I were to turn this off, let's first get up to the lighter color. Yeah, so if I was to turn this off, the poly painting helps. Kinda. That helps. Let me get that dark on this side. It's supposed to be there. Now let's look. See? I don't know. It's hard. When you look at something forever, then you can't tell. Maybe it did something, maybe it didn't do something. I think it did do something. And now I could go in and start to build up layers of blue until I get what I want. And that's the real deal. And if this were a regular dude, I would probably go in and start painting those veins and giving those some color as well. And then use that as a base for the stuff that's going on top of it. Work some on the spider. Let's hide the legs. I don't need these legs. And I don't need that leg. Crotch there. All right, let's just stick with what we got here. Oh, wait, I'm missing something. Spider. There's the other side. All right, so I kind of just did like a quick and dirty version of wrapping this guy around the side, the legs here. So I need to make it fit more now. And because the mesh is thin, I'm probably going to want to use inflate on those edges to keep him from getting, you know, kind of ugly. Yes. Which key should I press to see the small screen on the left? Small screen on the left. The promo piece? I don't think you can. I can make it bigger. Boom. Unless you're talking about the... Oh, I didn't see. Oh, sorry, guys. I have my reference kind of covered up there. I'm not really using it, but good to know that it is covered up. Sorry about that. All right, let's save. So I don't lose my work, because that has happened before. Will I be streaming on my own personal channel soon? Yeah, tomorrow, Oliver. Tomorrow I'll be streaming, and I'm gonna have Danny Williams, Point Pusher, on with me as well. Have a whole lot of good music tomorrow. I got my friend Super Dave West, producer for De La, and Chuck Taylor, hip hop artists from the West Coast, they laced me up with some really good music that I can play in there. That's gonna be tomorrow night. I'm working on a project. Oh, if you ever want to scale, I don't know if you were talking about this or not, but if you ever want to scale these thumbnail view or the cam view, the thumbnail view, you can just drag it and scale it. The cam view, you just under your preferences, you can change it. So my preferences right here. See, I have mine turned up, but I can make it small if I want to. Teeny or huge? Huge. I'll leave it huge. Been working on a project for some time now, and the 3D meshes palette. The one something that's filled with too many custom meshes. Is there a way to delete them? Oh, yeah. All right, so you're talking about up in here, in this area? Who am I talking to? Raphael. So if you want to clear out your this thing, if you have a whole bunch of stuff that's open up in here, you just hit the R, and that'll clear it out. Now, if you need to get back to any of those meshes, you just click on the tool, and they'll populate inside of here, and you just click on them and bring them back. All right, so if I had a whole bunch of stuff open, that's how I would get to it. But I hate when that happens. I know exactly what you're talking about. Let me know if that was what you're talking about there, which helped. Hannibal's asking about the Space Mouse. It's the one that doesn't have the screen. This one? I think it's just the Pro. I don't know. I like it, but I'm still getting used to it, so I can't give you a thumbs up or down yet, Hannibal. Click and delete all subtools. Another tool being, yeah, okay. Casker saying, damn, this is looking good. Thank you. Should be done with this save. Can't undo from deleting. From the palette. If you're talking about from the subtool palette, yes, then that is just hitting delete. If you were talking about just having a bunch of, like if I was to clone this and work on it somewhere else, then you just hit that R and delete the stuff. Reference books, anatomy for Kunstler, David Robbins. Really good, recommendable. Cool, I'll check that out. I will copy and paste that because I'll never remember it. I'm imagining that this is probably German. Fun fact, I was born in Germany, you guys. I'm actually half German. All right, cool. I'll check that out later. I liked beer. I like beer. We like beer. This is my friend Squee. Thanks, Senna. That's just skull face. What do you use to render the final images? I'm either going to take this into Keyshot. I have some images. I have some images that are rendered in Keyshot. Usually, if I'm doing stuff for clients, that's what I'll give them. Just a really clean AO render. I think I have one here to show. But then if I want to do something that, you know, is maybe a little more blinged out, I'll take it into Marmoset tool bag and do a render there. So like this is an example of my old artwork for Venom. This is what he used to look like. This is just something that I sculpted quickly. Got a nice render out of, I think I used Arnold and in Maya, and then I used that to paint a card for Upper Deck. Yeah, but now I'll go into Keyshot and get something that looks like this, right? Like these are more kind of my speed now. So, sorry, hold on one second. My daughter got her first vaccine shot. What's up? I don't know how she got hers before me. That's real messed up, but I'm happy for her. All right. Yeah. So I'll use Keyshot, and you see, this is like kind of nice. So anyway, that's that. Point Pusher's name is, yeah, Danny Williams. Daniel, absolutely. It's funny. I thought you were him for a second. I'm like, wait a minute, he got formal all of a sudden. I'm gonna have to go, man. Beaten. Congratulations on the work. Fantastic. Comment. Thanks. At least I probably missed him. Oh, is this Dan? Oh, is that? Okay, there's Danny right there. Dan Will. See, he's real informal. He doesn't even use all the letters. Can't work with light like this. Any color, rim lighting, blah, blah, blah. Suppose you do. I see you sneaking in the room, Danny. You always work without symmetry. Most of the time, only because I think that I get a better work when it's out of symmetry. You know, I gotta sculpt everything twice, but it's good practice. So you know. Let's see. Do you use drawing tablet of some sort? Yes, I'm using the, let's get the big picture, full screen. I'm using the Cintiq Pro 32. So if this was my hand, which is huge, you can see that the monitor is even bigger. Yeah. Man, can't work with already read that one. Century Venom Roid Rage. Yeah, he's totally roided out, dude. Yo, just ran some prints on the back. Nice. Thank you. What time are we streaming? 10 o'clock, right, Danny? 10 o'clock. Eastern. That would help. Yeah, so 10 o'clock Eastern. What's that? 7 o'clock West Coast. Yeah, Friday night. So this is gonna be nice because it's the first time I'm going to be able to, you know, kind of not have to do all the fielding of the questions and all that stuff. Have somebody else that really has been in the game for a long time who can, you know, show a different workflow. You know what I mean? Like, I love that. That's my favorite part about knowing guys in the industry, because they can, you know, show me something that they're doing a particular way that might be way better than the way I'm doing it. You know? So I'm looking forward to it. Let's see. Done Hulk. Yeah, Hulk was before this. I wasn't gonna do a Venom, but everybody else did one, so I was like, yeah, let me do one too. I'm like slowly making my way through the whole Venom verse. I got the anti-Venom, Carnage, this guy. I want to do a Gwenom probably next. That would be fresh. And just keep doing them, you know? Just, why stop? I wonder if I can get the, let's see. I don't know where the alpha is, but I want to try to get the alpha of the spider on his back and start sculpting that also. So let's see. Oh wait, Venom alpha. Venom alpha. Open. Oh sweet, that was easy. All right, so now I'm gonna drag this out as, oh, I didn't want to do it on this though. Ah, crap, I don't want to do it like that. Let me reset my brush. Pay attention to what you're doing, you guys. Don't do what I just did. Reset my brush. Okay, now standard, I'm gonna do drag rect, and I want to, my alpha, I want to use the spider. And let's see, can I do that as the, I want to do this. I'm going to duplicate this tool, clone it rather, clone. All right, got that. Delete my lower sub-D level, delete lower. Now for my mask, I want to, can I do a, let's see, brush, mask. I'm gonna try mash project. Mask, can't talk. No, that's not the one I want. I want brush, mesh. I want mesh extrude, I think. Okay. And then, let's see, is this it? Yeah, that's it. Now I want to go to the, now I want to go to picker, right? And I want that orientation to be on continuous, which it is. Depth is continuous. Why is it? Let's see, dynamics. No, picker. That's not doing what I want it to do. All right, that's not the brush I want. Brush M. Maybe it's mesh extrude. Bro, skip. Yeah, whatever. All right. That's a new feature I'm still trying to figure out, you guys. I saw Paul do it a million times, and it's not doing it for me. But I do want to see something. Next, if I just drag this out. Okay. Circle mask pen. How did I do this last time? Yeah. You know what? I'm not doing this. I'll figure it out later. I did it for the front. I can't remember how I did it last time. But I'll do it again. Later. Guten Tag. Nice. You teach ZBrush sculpting, like a mentorship or anything like that? Yeah, hit me up in the DM me. Give me a follow on subscribe on YouTube and then DM me, and we can totally talk about that. I actually have been doing tutorials and not tutorials, but like one-on-one sessions and stuff like that. Ryan Kingsland, Vertex School. What's up, man? Thank you. Thank you. Ryan is dope. That's the guy I was watching when I was learning how to do all of this. I actually taught a class for Ryan back in the day. Yeah, if you guys like this, please give me a subscribe on my YouTube. Got a lot of sculpting to do. When I'm done here, I need to drive like an hour south. I'm not looking forward to it. I haven't really gone anywhere since, I don't know, a year ago. So, not real excited, but I need to do it. It's important. Oh, like water crashing against the sand. Nice. It's just skull face. Sculpting Venom, I want to transform into a collectible. Any tips for veins distributed throughout his body, including his back? I'm hand sculpting mine, so I think that's the way I would. That's the way I would do it. Just hand sculpt them, because you don't want it to look like it's, you know, an alpha or whatever. Okay. So that's kind of what I was thinking for the spider. I'll get the back kind of worked out. I'll work on that tomorrow night, and just keep it moving. Yep. All right, so that's that. I'm gonna have Danny doing a lot of talking tomorrow. I think people are tired of hearing me. So, just giving you a heads up. I'm gonna work on my stream, son. People want to hear from you later. So what I really am just looking to do here with this is I want it to be really textured. Before I even get into the texturing, like I haven't even actually started texturing yet, but I definitely want this guy to feel rich before I get into, you know, that part of it. Working back some of these areas where the striations might be too heavy from the strokes. I like having some of that, but I don't want it to feel like a sketch, you know what I mean? So, I'm gonna go back and forth until I get something like. This is like with my drawings. I like for my drawings, my paintings, I like for some of the pencil lines to still be visible on the final piece when the thing is done. All right, so that's, we'll call that good enough. Let's head back on. Let's give him some toenails. Toenails back. Okay. And I want the toenails to kind of feel like the fingernails. So let's do this. I'm gonna hide. Oh, come on. Seriously? Let's switch this. Oh, dude, come on. Brush. I want the select lasso. There you go. Try it again. Boom. So I want that, and no head, no spider. All right, I just want the feet. Oh, that was heavy. Oh, I didn't change my intensity. I forgot I had to reset all my brushes. No, what are you doing? All right, RGB turned off. There you go. That's better. Up the intensity. I think this is the foot that you almost can't see any of it, so I'm not going to spend a ton of time on this one. The other one, I think you can see more. I say that and then I start detailing stuff that you're never going to see. Where's the symbiote? Let's see. Turn that on. I bet you don't even see this toe at all. Oh, you okay? All right, no. You know what? You kind of see this toe. I meant to do that, you guys. That was the plan the whole time. I knew that you could see all of that toe. So yeah. All right. I'm not going to sweat the other ones. I will come over here and do these though. This whole foot is out. How am I doing on time? Wait a minute. I'm done. Oh my gosh, I went over. All right, sorry guys. That's Oh, dude, I've been sculpting the whole time with me on there. Oh, that's my bad. Okay, so this is what that's nobody wants to see that. Probably lost like 100 people. This is what I was just working on the toe. Sorry, you guys. Does Mike know info? Nope. Wow, look at that. That was a long time. That was a very long time that it was just me. Yikes. Yeah, sorry about that, you guys. I made a lot of cool stuff while you weren't here. But anyway, that is, sorry you lost the last probably 15 minutes looking at a big ass picture of my head. But yeah, so join me tomorrow night where I will not be doing that and I'll be doing more of this guy. All right, if you haven't already, give me a subscribe, YouTube.com/Mike T Artwork, no S. All right, and then the last thing I want to say is if you like what you saw, if you guys dig this, and you want to see more, in addition to subscribing, please check out my check out my Gumroad. Right, it's coming out soon. Pre-order is open now. $25 now. When it comes out, it's going to be $50. But I walk you through the entire process of doing anti-venom and getting all the details and everything. It's over 10 hours of content. Sculpting, posing, a little bit of poly paint, and maybe I'll do a whole nother video for taking it into substance and really painting. But this is going to have plenty, you guys. So check that out. Please give me a follow, and thanks for coming. All right, everybody, be easy. Peace. Peace. Let me stop this thing. There it is, right there. All right, peace, everybody.